to the DIY Nanny channel. I'm back in my favorite spot in the playroom, the play food area, and I'm finally about to attack this play refrigerator right here behind me. But before we start on this, if you're new here, welcome! I'm the DIY Nanny and I share here on my channel my DIYs, craft and little hacks in the playroom. You can check out the rest of my videos, and if you like it, please press this subscribe button. So let's begin. So back in the summer, I hacked this Ikea kitchen right here. You can see the full transformation in my channel. We used to have a different kitchen that had a refrigerator connected to it, and while I was working on this one, I realized that I'll need more storage than this one provides, and I built this Billy cabinet to act as a refrigerator and to act as storage as well. The only thing I did was to add this handle. Inside, it's just two shelves. They do play with it as a refrigerator, right? They buy things in the supermarket and put it in and everything. But I think it's time to make it look a bit more awesome. So back when I built this cabinet, I had a few ideas about how to make it look a little bit more like a refrigerator. The first one was to change the shelf into clear shelvings. So I got these acrylic sheets. They're clear, it's just a cover. And they're not the exact same size. I couldn't find the exact same size. It's like an inch bigger, I think, on one side. So I also got a knife that's supposed to cut it. I never done that before. I'm gonna check YouTube to see how to do it, and I hope I'll succeed. I have 4 of them, so I was thinking I'm gonna leave one of the wooden shelf to act as a barrier between the fridge and the refrigerator, and then maybe lower it a bit, and then have 1 shelf here and 3 here. So we're gonna start with these. I'm gonna try and cut them, see how to fit them, and we'll take it from there. So the knife worked. You just score it till it breaks. It's not really straight, and I could sand it, I guess, but also I think I'm just gonna put it in the inside, so it doesn't really matter. Now fits into the cabinet. Obviously the pegs there can't hold it. It's specifically goes into the shelf, but I have these pegs. I have a lot of them in the house actually, so I want to use them instead of getting a different peg. The only thing is they're a bit too big for the holes, so I'm gonna drill into the holes a little bit to make them bigger, but I wanna figure out where I'm putting the shelves first, and the way I'm gonna do it is by figuring out where I'm putting the drawers. Yes, I've said drawers because every refrigerator has some plastic drawers. I tried to find something that can fit in there, maybe from Ikea even, but I couldn't find something that was cheap enough and something that hackable enough, I guess. What I got is these clear beans. And they were actually, I got them at TJ Maxx, they were actually $3, they were on sale. And I have 4 of them, and I thought I can glue 2 together and then find a way to put them here together. I can just glue them and leave it there, that's fine too, if I put in the shelf right on top. Like here, it actually looks kind of like a drawer. I'll try to find a way to connect them in a way it will look better. So I'm gonna figure out, I have, like I said, I have 4. So I'm gonna figure out where it's gonna go in the fridge and where I'm gonna move the shelf to, and then I'll figure out the 4 shelves, 3 here and 1 here, the 4 clear shelves. And after I'll be done with this, figuring out where I'm putting it, I can also figure out where to put my door storage. So I got this pack of some drawer organizers. I'm actually using the bigger pieces in a different project right now. And I was thinking I can glue them to the door, and then we can put like yogurt, or I don't know, let's see what we got here in our supermarket. A bottle of milk, maybe. So I'll have to figure out the shelves before, because I don't want it to bump into the shelf, so it needs to be a little bit over the shelves in here. So that will be the last thing I'll do. And I think I'm gonna, because they're not really straight here, I think I'm just gonna use command strips, and then it's gonna add a little bit thickness for that to be kind of straight on the door. I'm gonna put maybe 3 of them. I have 4, but I think 3 of them will be enough. So let's figure it out. So I figure out the spacing for the shelves. I still need to finish cutting them. And then I put these with command strips. I think it's gonna hold. It's very light, everything in here, it's pretend. So it's closing and it's working nicely. I still need to figure out the drawers. I'm gonna glue the 2 boxes together on each of the drawers. And I think I'm gonna look for something to put on the bottom so it will slide easily in and out. But before I finish this, I do want to attack a few things in the kitchen, so I thought I'll just share it on this video as well. I got some requests as usual. The first request, pretty easy, knobs for the oven. The requests are coming from a 4-year-old. I hope you all understand it by now. Yeah, you're with me, right? Yeah. Very reasonable. There's buttons for the stove, but there's nothing for the oven. The request was for knobs that can turn, and there's nothing here in the back, so I think we can just drill in, so that will be good. I do actually have some knobs from an old dresser. It's actually his old dresser, so it's fitting. So I think I'm gonna put 2. I think 2 is enough. I'm gonna center it and just drill in and put them on. So that will be quickly. I'm gonna finish it right now. The second request was, it went like this. It was, I need something that I can do this, and then I'll put it under the cookies. And it took me a few tries till I figured out he was talking about parchment paper, which was very cute to explain. I don't want to make it from like a cardboard or like a box of parchment paper, because usually from experience, things that I made of cardboard get crashed eventually, and it's harder to play with. My thought was to build a wooden box and actually to hang it here on this side. When things are loose, we need to find a spot for them. So I thought that will be a good way to utilize this side. And I thought I'm gonna make one for parchment paper and one maybe for paper towels. Not actual paper towels. I think I'm gonna use felt. For the parchment paper, I might just use, I can actually cut like a roll of parchment paper for this size, but I think I can also cut a roll of just brown craft paper, and then we can recycle it with some drawing and art. I have a dowel to start with. That's what I have. I'm gonna figure out how to build it, but for now I'm gonna go with the knob and we'll see how we continue. So I got a plan for the parchment paper roll. This is not a parchment paper, but this is what I'm gonna use for now. I cut it from just a paper roll. My plan is all from leftovers. That's why I keep things. I have the base here. This is gonna be hang on the white part of the kitchen, the side of the kitchen. This is a piece of plywood I cut from the leftover plywood I had from the high chair project, the doll high chair project. These two pieces of wood are left over from the stand that I made for our whiteboard, our schedule whiteboards, and they're gonna be here. These two hooks, I bought it initially for the outdoor art project to hang the paper on, but they were too small. But here they can fit perfectly. And a piece of dowel, also cut to size, that I got some leftover dowels from also the outdoor art project. So the plan is to run the paper through the dowel, have it hang here. Obviously this piece will be hang on the side of the kitchen, so it's gonna be like this. I can't lift it, but like this. And for the paper, I'm making another one for paper towels that's gonna look like this, but for this paper I want a way to cut it, so I thought I can just use leftover acrylic from the fridge shelves and put two of them together and then run the paper through. Like, I still need to cut this to size, but if I'll run the paper like this, right now it's not staying in place, but I think that if it's gonna be held together firmly, that you'll be able to cut the paper. Yeah, so I'm gonna start with gluing the wood. I think I'm gonna paint it green, the kitchen green, because it's gonna be hang on the white part, on the white side, on the top part of the kitchen. So I'm gonna paint it green just to make it match to the bottom of the kitchen, and then I'll glue the rest of it, and that's it. I'm working late here. It's dark out. The lights are on in the room, but it's still like a bit dark because the sun is not coming out through the window, and that's good because I want to show you something I got. I might went a little over the top, but I got these LED lights that are motion sensor. They have motion sensor for the fridge, and I put one on, and check this out. I mean, come on. This is incredible. I'm still working on the drawers, but I mean, come on. I think the kid's gonna freak out. I love it. So the only thing I have left are the drawers. I did glue together the two boxes on the top where they meet. You can see the glue since it's clear, so I'm gonna cover it. My plan was to get an adhesive foam sheet and cover the top and then put it on the bottom as well, because I wanted it to slide better in and out, and also have like maybe 1 inch thick strip to go around the boxes on the bottom, so it will look like one piece and not two boxes that I put together. I went to Michael's, I couldn't find an adhesive foam sheet. I couldn't find even non-adhesive foam sheet that was white. So I was walking around and then I saw this and immediately I thought refrigerator, right? Because it's kind of non-clear. It's not really clear, but it's not white. And it has this like lines because it has like tunnels in here. So I thought that could work too. It's thin enough so it's not gonna interrupt, because you remember I measured the shelf to be kind of on top of the drawers. So I'm gonna have the same plan, and I think it also can like be folded a little bit because of the tunnels. So like I said, my plan is to cover where I glue the boxes so no one can see the glue, and then to make a base to it, basically almost like making kind of a tray with like a thin edge to it, so the boxes can sit in it and look like one piece. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it and glue it, and then yeah, then we'll be ready.